2023 is coming to an end, and here in the Valley, we had so many memorable sports moments. Many coaches, athletes, and teams left their marks this year. Many coaches had milestone wins, cementing themselves in school history. And student athletes had a year to remember, creating stats which will live on in their school's hallways, gyms, and banners. Some teams went to places they have never been before. And we had multiple state champs across Ohio and Pennsylvania, including girls basketball, softball, track, and cross country, just to name a few. We also had a great year for football. In Ohio, Ursuline, Struthers, and South Range all made it to the regional championships. In Pennsylvania, Hickory won its first District 10 championship since 2020 and made it to the PIAA Class 3A state semifinals. Farrell won its third consecutive District 10 2A championship and made it to the state quarterfinals. But many weren't as good as these two. Our Big 22 Pennsylvania Player of the Year was Farrell senior Cabron Smith. He has 4,673 yards passing and 60 career touchdowns, which make him the program's all-time leading passer and scorer. In Ohio, our Big 22 Player of the Year was Niles senior running back Antoine Gardner. He will graduate with over 5,000 rushing yards and 65 career touchdowns, all records for Niles. To college sports, YSU football had their first playoff appearance and win since 2016, beating Duquesne. They had an 8-5 finish on the season, and Salem's Mitch Davidson had one of the best seasons a YSU quarterback has ever seen, setting multiple records. Next, Youngstown State men's basketball won their first regular season Horizon League title in the 2022-2023 season. Now they are 10-4 and fourth in the conference this season. YSU women's basketball team last season went 19-11. In that season, Lily Ritz was the first player in school history to be named first team All-Horizon into the league's all-defensive team. This season, head coach John Barnes took a leave of absence, and the team is 5-9, hopeful for the new year. Even more local colleges had success. Slippery Rock football had a playoff berth and went to the D2 quarterfinals, posting a 12-2 season. Grove City College had their first ever NCAA playoff berth in football, getting to the D3 football championship second round and having an 11-1 season. And Mount Union also had an impressive season, going 11-1 and made it to the second round of the Division III playoffs. Now to the pros. The Guardians and the Pirates both had high hopes. The Guardians win 76-86, missing the postseason, but they will have the number 1 pick in the 2024 MLB Draft Lottery, and hired new manager Stephen Vogt after Terry Francona stepped down. Pirates also missed out on the playoffs, having the same record as the Guardians, but both have young teams looking to flourish in the new year. Now to the Cavaliers, having a solid 2022-2023 campaign with Donovan Mitchell, but disappointed in the playoffs, losing to the Knicks in the opening round. We have yet to see how they will finish this season. In the NFL, the Steelers started off rocky, eventually firing offensive coordinator Matt Canada. QB Kenny Pickett has been injured for most of the season, but the team's playoff hopes are still alive at 9-7. Now to the Browns. Injuries mounted this season, losing Nick Chubb and Deshaun Watson for the year. But Coach Kevin Stefanski has willed his team to the playoffs, having winning games with 4 different starting quarterbacks. One of them, Joe Flacco, was signed in November, and he has found his youth again, propelling the Browns to a playoff berth. Multiple state championships and a lot of highs this past year. 2023 will definitely go down in the history books for one to remember.